Grand Rising, Jamin.
Yes, sir. Grand Rising, brother TC. Once again, I got to say, first and foremost, thank you for documenting this information and my trials and errors when it comes to Wilmington, Delaware, my run for office, and staying consistent with a weekly update with the twos and froms from my end of things. So I appreciate you for the space.
This week has been rather hectic. You want to tell me about it?
It has got a lot of stuff moving and shaking, which is a good thing. I guess both irons are being fried as we speak. I have to physically get better and get stronger, and so I'm kind of physically trying to build myself back. Right, just it's a weekend, so of course I get to relax and chill out today. Monday through Friday, I'm really on a strict regimen of physical therapy and occupational therapy to get me back in the saddle and get me up to par to where I'm physically able to run for office.
Now, how do you get around? Do you have a scooter?
So I have an electronic scooter and I have a manual one arm drive wheelchair because I only got the one arm that works. My right arm is the only extremity that works. And so that is how I get around. The walking ever since the accident in 2022, haven't been able to walk. And so yeah, just but I'm trying to get back what I had physically in Washington State 6 months ago. And due to the circumstances not having medical insurance, like I had told you about last week, definitely put me in a backslide and kind of reverted back to if you lay there, you'll stay there. So I'm just trying to get that back and get me back into at least where I was 6 months ago.
You're working hard, I can tell.
I am, brother. You know, it felt good. Yesterday I got to go and feel like a actual human, get my hair cut, get the beard trimmed. So like I said, got to pay attention to myself. So I am literally really focusing on getting my physical strength back. The month that I was in that physical and occupational therapy, it was pretty much an old folks home and they were treating me such, kind of left you in a room to kind of fight for yourself. And I didn't have any of my equipment or thing I was familiar with. So literally, I just was laying in this bed. They would work with me maybe 30 minutes a day, 30 minutes twice a day, 30 minutes for PT, 30 minutes for OT. And this throw you back in the room and that's all you got. Because of that, I was just doing what the doctors were telling me to do, like you're supposed to do or they say to do. We got to remember on the bigger scale, big pharma is there to keep us spending money with pharma. That's just all there is to it. So a lot of times they're just worried about paychecks when I'm worried about my physical being and being able to take care of myself. And that's where my mind's at. I finally was able to get those people to let me out of the nursing home, pretty much is what it was. And I got back out. And so right now I bought a membership where I stay. They got poles. It's amazing. I can do my squats again. And Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be doing my normal weekly thing, crunches, stretches, and trying to keep that passive mobility coming, or that's physical where I'm actually in there working on myself. But Tuesday and Thursday I'll have passive therapy, and that's more where they move my body and they open things up with in situations where I can't. And so on Tuesdays and Thursdays I'll do my passive mobility with the occupational physical therapist. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, at least for 4 weeks for the first month, we'll do the full routine. I'm trying to slowly get into it because when you try to speed things up and push MS, it definitely has a tendency to push back. And those episodes are never pretty.
So I'm sitting here thinking your positive attitude and energy disguises the actual reality of your life, how hard you have to work just to exist.
It can be a challenge, bro. I'm hoping I can be a light to the rest of us. Hopefully I can be the spark that starts an inferno and people can realize, hey man, if that guy in a wheelchair can do it, so can I. And he deals with 20 times headaches of a average everyday person. And look at him. He's still out here pushing and I will be pushing for justice for all people, specifically the American Negro, Black American people, to get repaired and to get made right. And of course, that disabled community definitely is a big constituency that I want to impress. Hey, if he can do it, I can do it.
And you are a light. And I mean, you're a light to me. You know, the very first time I saw you, I just lit up because you were lit up. And you're inspiring just by being inspiring.
Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely trying, man. I'm just living my life. I'm trying to break those chains, no matter where they lie.
You're staying at where in the YMCA?
Yes, sir. Yep, that's where I reside. They have out here at the Central YMCA in Delaware, they have a place for residents to stay as well. And that's what I'm kind of utilizing to kind of get me in the right position with, community members and people around me that can help me make a stance right here in Wilmington, Delaware, where things, I think there's 150 rooms with people, a lot of them are dealing with less and hoping for more. And so, there's a lot of people down on their lucks here. And I'm trying to see that light that can show them, hey, you can still use your activism. You can still advocate for your issues, even if you're in a bad situation or not even a bad situation, but not the most ideal situation.
I was watching this podcast about how we've been in a sense of helplessness. So it's really important to see someone like you making the changes that we need to make and showing the way to this new paradigm of helping each other and mutual aid and the good things that come from life, giving to others. So do you feel good when you help others?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. And I remember the first time when it hit me, when I made that speech at the Lincoln Memorial in
Yeah.
Washington, D.C. That was when I saw the potential of how powerful my message could be and the specific people I was look for to capture their interest. And it's really from American Disability Act for people that are in wheelchairs or dealing with blindness or mute, whatever disability it is that you have. I am here to show no matter what, there are always different avenues, different angles, different ways you can come. You can always use your voice. You can always talk. You can always educate. You can always open people's eyes to the truth that what we're dealing with today, we are dealing with a rogue government that focuses on corporations over people. Whose job is it to fight back against that oppressor? It's ours, we the
Yeah.
people. And again, if a dude in a wheelchair can do it, so can you.
You are part of the change. How long do you think it's going to be until you start to regain your strength? Do you think?
I don't know. It's a work in progress. I'm definitely not there yet. I do feel myself getting stronger. Like when I first came home from the hospital, I couldn't even sit up on the side of my bed. My core had really, because your core is pretty much the main thing that you need to keep active and moving to be able to stand upright and be able to do all those things. And so I couldn't even sit on the side of my bed, brother. But I'm up. So I have seen change. It's not as fast as I had hoped it would be. See, I'm a go-getter. I do not like waiting around, sitting around waiting for something to happen. I am
Mhm.
very proactive. I am very hopeful for what's to come. And I am hopeful that the Most High gives me the mind, the spirit, and the heart to push through until I'm hoping to at least be back where I was before I left Washington.
I feel blessed to have you in my life, to be supportive of someone that's so courageous and so willing to experience life on its own terms without it being necessarily in their favor. And it's like how you fight for justice and reparations, and not only are you coming back, but you're a force to be reckoned with.
I
So
hope so.
where are you standing with your campaign right now?
I'm still kind of waiting for Miss Jade, Empress Lioness Crown is her handle. I'm waiting for her, and she's kind of lining my talking points, my speaking points, where I'm going to come from. She's the one that kind of is helping me put all that together,
Mhm.
and so hopefully she actually went to the hospital. I was wondering, I was like, what's going on? Why didn't she hit me back? But she is on the mend. All praises to the Most High. She's doing better. Hopefully, she'll be reaching out this week, and we'll be able to set up an appointment and really move forward. So, I don't really have any huge updates for the campaign side of things. I will keep you posted for sure, TC. It's a campaign team, so I have a tech. Jesus runs deep. He's doing my IT. I have a campaign manager, which is a Black Sale, my brother Will. I have my campaign strategist, which would be Jade or Lioness Crown. She definitely is helping. I have No Taxation, which is an amazing advocate that frequents the Hill in DC, has a lot of experience up there. She's going to be coming, and of course, like I said, Dr. Ashaki Nichols, which is a founder of the Redemption Party. So that's kind of my campaign team as it sits. We just got to get all those brilliant minds together, hopefully in the next couple weeks, to start the game and start pressing forward for my city council run.
You're
Yes,
going to
sir.
run in the redemption party, correct?
Hmm. Yep. And they are making great strides, and they ran as a slate, which is another good strategy that we should think on if you're running for office, especially as a third party. If you could get two or three other people to run as a slate against that, you have a lot more validity under one party, showing that really is a force to be reckoned with. So we got to look at that too and see who's running and who's willing to run and where the like minds are in my local community here in Wilmington, Delaware. So that's kind of where we're focused. So look it up. Don't believe me. Hey, don't believe that Negro jamming. Believe reality. And if you look it up in Indiana, Redemption Party candidates, they're right there. And I just hope to be an extension of the branch that they've started. So, but that is the bigger picture. Trying to physically get me back in battle, trying to focus on what's coming next in the party and the party situation, which it's not just me. I got to wait for the team to coalesce behind me and figure out which steps to take next. Just continue to, my main thing, like you said this week, is focusing on getting me physically in the best position I can be in. If I'm not good to me, I can't be good for anybody, right? So we got to focus on ourselves, get ourselves right. Not saying so much, but without a clean mind, body, and soul, you can't be good for anybody. Let's work on ourselves. Let's work on keeping us in the best physical position we can be in, and then move forward in the most positive direction we can as a collective. And I think that's how we really make things happen.
Well, you're doing it. Your therapy comes to you, or do you go to it? Your
Right
therapist.
now, twice a week they come to me. So I have physical therapy for an hour once a week and occupational therapy once a week. They teach me what I need to be doing. And then for the rest of the week, I follow those and we just kind of stick to utilize the tools that extended to me, and then we work on that for a week, that week, and then they come teach us some new stuff and get some printouts, and just we just work on it. My healthcare assistant and myself kind of work on that within that week.
How is your campaign different from other campaigns?
The main difference that I demand that happens, because remember it's a team, so but the one thing that I'll demand to happen is that we put people above profit. That
Yeah.
is that is the one thing we put people above the people in power wanting nothing but more profits. That's one thing I guarantee my platform will stand on.
Facilitate the people being their best selves.
Well, and not to say that everything at any time is going to be, you know, peaches and cream, because we all know life throws curveballs, life throws tragedy, life throws debilitating diseases that we had no idea what they were before they hit us smack dab in the mouth. Life throws all those things at everyone. The question is, are you willing to step up to the plate and swing the bat when it's your turn to hit the ball? Like, no matter what life throws at us or throws us under, it is our duty as humans, as productive citizens in America, to meet that challenge eye to eye, walk forward, and walk towards the goal that we have set for ourselves and that we aspire to set for society at large. Um, and I think you're doing yourself and everyone around you a disservice if you are not doing that and advocating for the harms we see happening every day, whether it's dealing with um, pedophilia and all of these horrible harms, the Epstein file,
What they're doing is not working. I mean, it's unsustainable, and life has a way of dealing with. So,
what we're literally watching is European supremacy's last gasp for air. That's what I believe we are witnessing. I believe they're trying to further oppress when the rest of the world, they ain't going for it so much no more. Other countries are starting to see that and moving accordingly. So again, I think that is the American way, which always been European supremacy, white supremacy, to put it in their words specifically. The ground falling beneath their feet in real time. Remember, the good book, whether you right, wrong, or indifferent, they said 400 years of oppression. Well, as we all know, 400 years is up, y'all. And
yeah.
so I believe what's happening is there's a new sheriff in town, and we're trying to see who that will really be. But I don't think it'll be America, and I think that's for good reason. And I do believe that's because white supremacy is falling flat on its face exactly where it should be.
Have,
No, we already did. We already did. Like I said, there is definitely gonna be some gaps in this story until the campaign team really knows. But today, I think we were focusing on my local state, and I believe we got all that talked about, and
okay.
just we wanting to get on par with my body, just really focus on me and keeping everything limber and moving. But yeah, that's kind of where my weekly report is. There is definitely more information to come, and I'm definitely got a lot of things in the works. But as far as the weekly report, that was mainly it. Just really focusing on getting my physical back. You know.